What's going on, peoples? Hope you are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it's going to be a really freaking big rant. Listen to what I have to say if you haven't made money online yet, okay? Now, before I get started, very quickly, you're going to see a subscribe button on the page somewhere. Smash that subscribe button. If this is the first time that you watch my videos, hey, I'll give you a free pass. If you get value out of this, the next time that you watch one of my videos, smash the subscribe. If this is your second time watching it and you're returning to watch my videos because you've got value out of it the first time, smash the subscribe button for me, please. Do that now. Awesome. Thank you. Right, the biggest rant. I've got a list here. I'm going to run through the list. I'm going to explain it all. Please watch every single moment of this video. If you haven't got time to watch this right now, then come off of it right now. Come off of this video right now and watch it at a later date, right, when you do have the time. But if you've got the time right now, listen with me, because this is going to be a really big rant. For me, as you know, I run the DM Academy, which for me is the most efficient system for beginner affiliate marketers or struggling affiliate marketers to start genuinely generating thousands every single month by not doing everything that the industry shoves down your throat, okay? Now, some of these rants or some of the things that I'm going to speak about today are about resistance towards the industry for particular reasons, as well as shining a spotlight on certain individuals as well. Okay, and these could be things that you might be guilty of, right? All of this is done with the intention of goodwill, right? This is all done with the intention of motivating you and inspiring you to take better action inside of your business, right? Really important. So, number one of my biggest rant, the things that you're getting bombarded with online all teach the same stuff. All teach the same stuff. Let's look at Legendary, 12-minute affiliate, rapid profit machine, IPS. It's some version of creating content into a funnel, doing emails. Some version of that, content or ads into a funnel, doing emails. Think about that for a second. We're all in the make money online space, right? And this is very particular about the make money online space. Those methodologies are efficient in some manners. They are effective in some manner, but they're not effective at this stage. When you're a beginner, if you haven't made any money online yet, if you're struggling to make money online, right, you shouldn't be doing any of those things. I'll tell you why. We're in the make money online space. The outcome that we want people to achieve is making money online. If you haven't achieved that outcome yet, right, which is where everyone starts, no one has achieved the outcome when they first begin, right, then what are you doing creating content about the thing that you haven't achieved an outcome of? That's crazy. Crazy. Not only that, because it's just you haven't achieved that outcome, and because it seems easy to start just following guidelines, like IPS as an example, do a lot of copy and paste social posts. It seems really easy. You just literally copy and paste posts and post them. Other programs get you to start creating value posts, lifestyle posts, sharing your personal life, all of that kind of stuff. And they start really focusing on other elements. But overall, you've got tens, hundreds and thousands of other people literally doing the same thing. Let that sink in. Let the reality and the logic of that sink in. You've got all of these people who are promoting or inside of these programs that essentially teach the same thing, right? And that's the biggest thing here. The thing you're buying is the method. You might get kind of blindsided by wow, I get like this and I get this and I get this. Yeah, all right, strip that away. What is at its core, what's being taught here? Well, in the make money online industry, the things that are going to be taught through the programs and products that you're purchasing are going to be the method of how you get traffic and turn that traffic into paying customers. Now, if all of the products and programs in the space, 99% of them, apart from mine, focus their attention on content creation into funnels and emails, mainly just speaking about the content creation piece here today, well then tens, hundreds and thousands of people who are doing those things, who haven't achieved the outcome of making money online, are trying to allude to people that they are the right people to go into to help them make money online through a product that is essentially the same as every other product in the marketplace. It's a really big problem. And the way that these so-called mentors or gurus, which is very tough for me to say, to agree with those terms for those people, because again, I'm specifically talking about people in the make money online industry, affiliate marketers in the make money online industry who are beginning or you're struggling, which is going to be you guys, right? The problem here is that, which I've mentioned, but the counter to that is, hey, brand yourself more uniquely, right? Share your story, share your private life. No, we're talking about people making money. In my mind, people shouldn't be branding themselves as something that they're not, right? And I've seen people who brand themselves as things like, I help people generate thousands online. I help people generate 10K a month. I help people get financial freedom. If you haven't achieved those things yourself, you shouldn't be even talking about that stuff. And most people, like by most, I mean everyone, when they first start, hasn't achieved any of that stuff. So why are you branding yourself in that way? Why are people telling you to differentiate yourself through that form of branding? Because that's unethical, right? In the same way, you've got also people who essentially try and then share their personal life more and their private life because they've been told to do it. It makes them feel uncomfortable. And like what the typical messaging in this marketplace is like, hey, you need to come out of your comfort zone. Yes, you need to come out of your comfort zone in some regard. When it comes to like sharing your personal life and stuff, do I think people need to give that much of themselves to start generating cash? No. And if I feel that they have to do that, for me, that's wrong. Like for everyone to be forced into that way of doing stuff. Like you've got to appreciate you're an affiliate marketer, right? So you haven't created the product, okay? And that's a benefit. If you're an affiliate marketer, you haven't created the product or the offer. So it doesn't mean that you need to start branding yourself in a particular way. It doesn't mean that you need to start creating content even though you haven't achieved the outcome of making money online. It doesn't mean you have to sit there trying to create a funnel, doing emails. Like it goes from being a quite simplistic process to now you have to develop 4, 5, 6 different skill sets and you're on the back foot straight away because you haven't even achieved the outcome. But let alone, I see people going from legendary, then purchasing 12-minute affiliate, going into something else. But they're all teaching the same crap, right? And like I said, that stuff is efficient for people at a certain level or in a different industry or niche. In the make money online industry, like it's so congested, saturated, it's so competitive. Like people need to think with more reality, logic, and common sense. Like, and that's a big rant for me because I believe, regardless of if you're clued up on the industry or whatever, I believe people have common sense and I believe people have logic in what they're doing. And if you're in the make money online industry, which is a freaking great industry to be in because there's so much money in this industry, but you're doing the same stuff as everyone else in the same way, like it's going to be freaking tough for you. And I don't care how much you say to me, like, I'm just going to trust the process. Like some people say stuff like, hey, look, I'm not in a hurry. Hey, you might not be in a hurry yourself, right? But that alone is a ludicrous statement, right? Because the people that you're trying to attract into a business have got circumstances that they want to change in their life. So you can give the BS of like, I'm not in a hurry, but I guarantee you the people that you supposedly want to help, they are in a hurry. Like they've been sold into this affiliate marketing that they're going to start making some cash and they want genuine reasons to do it. And they want not genuine reasons, they want genuine methods to do it. They get bought into something and they don't realize how saturated, competitive and congested it is. And they're just blindly following information from people who haven't even made the outcome of making money online. Like mad. Like you are getting bombarded online with all of this stuff. Like you have to see it as all of this stuff. Forget about the offer, forget about the bonuses, like what is being taught here? Content creation or ads into a funnel doing emails. That's the crap that's being taught to you. Like that's the stuff that's being sold to you, right? This is different. We don't do any of that stuff. It's very different. I'll get onto that later. Number 2, almost everyone creating content who hasn't achieved the outcome of making money online is essentially faking it till they make it. It's essentially what you're doing, right? It's unethical. Like, and what I mean by that, some people are blatantly lying, right? Some people are blatantly lying, 100%. Some people blatantly lie in their content. But one of the biggest things that I think is just as bad as that is assuming to people. Assuming to people, like, is through the roof. Like, assuming to people, like, not saying a lie particularly, but assuming to people to create the narrative themselves that they're making money when they're not. And you see that a lot. I see people like join a program on a Monday. By Tuesday, the type of content that they're writing is assuming to people that they're already generating cash. Like assuming to people like later on, like that their business has paid off X amount on a car or a house or something like that. And I know factually that's untrue. I know that stuff's untrue, right? And like I say, even the branding element, unethical, isn't it? Helping people get financial freedom. If you haven't achieved financial freedom yourself, what on earth are you doing? You don't need to be an experienced marketer to actually have a look in the mirror and go, actually, that ain't right, is it? Like, that's the reality. That's the reality. Like, and that's the thing, right? There probably was a period of time. I've been in this space for like 7, 8 years, right? But there's probably a period of time where those things kind of like worked, like in a way, like where they kind of like assumed to people to a certain level. And it's like those first few people who did it, it was almost like that film, The Invention of Lying with Ricky Gervais, where it was like, okay, well, you know, it must be the truth because like no one's ever invented lying before, so we don't know what that is. It's almost like that when things first begin. But like nowadays, like the level of insincerity is so obvious, so obvious. And like I said, you can have your blinkers on, right? You can be almost like brainwashed into thinking what you're doing. And you can say that. You can even say that stuff to me in the comments, like whatever. Like, but it doesn't change the reality of the facts. If what you're doing is assuming to people that you're making money when you're not, if what you're doing is unethical, if what you're doing is faking it till they make it, if what you're doing is branding yourself, claiming something that you haven't actually achieved yourself, if what you're doing is the same methodology and that's essentially what you're selling, because that is what you're selling. If I was doing a tattoo course, what would be taught to me would be the method of the tattoo, depending on the style, in Make Money Online, right? Well, you're going to be teaching people, or the product's going to be teaching people how to get traffic and convert that traffic. If everyone's promoting the same type of method, then, and everyone's doing it in the same way, and most people haven't achieved the outcome, how do people win? Like, how are you actually helping someone if you're pitching that stuff? Like, seriously, how are you helping people? Okay, number 3. Some of you don't make money because, yes, you're doing the wrong method, as we've already showcased, but you quit too early. Like, you haven't developed endurance. It's like the same mentality of people going to go to the gym for their New Year's resolutions and having all of this like craziness on December the 31st, and then come January the 15th, they've stopped going to the gym because that motivation has died off, and the expectations of what they thought they were going to create in themselves and the body that they were going to have, they're like, actually, this is actually more work than I thought. Like, oh, I have to think about my diet. I have to go like 2-3 times a week. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to miss that because you don't want it enough. And like people get like annoyed by people saying you don't want it enough. Like, it's like, no, it's not that. And they reel off any excuses under the sun. But like, it is that though, isn't it? You don't want it enough. Like, seriously, like that's what it's about, because you will have some bad habits in your life that you can't live without, and you keep doing that. So if you procrastinate and you find yourself doing that, well, you're addicted to that because that's what you do. Like, and it's going to be tough love. Like, take it as tough love because that's what it is. Like, some of you should really only be doing the lottery because you're looking for maximum gain with no effort. That's what you're looking for. Do the lottery, go for it. It could change your life, right? But if you're here in trying to build an online business, yes, you're doing the wrong method, 99% of you. But if you're quitting too early, you're lazy, you procrastinate. And actually, some of you have got such an ego that you can't appreciate that fact and actually deal with it. Some of you are too stubborn. Some of you are too bitter to just get a grip and not categorize everything as just another opportunity online. Like, I've heard it from this so-called expert, I've done this. Like, no, stop categorizing stuff. Have a little bit more logic and common sense around what you are doing. You start bombarding everyone together or categorizing everyone together in one thing, you're missing the freaking point. If you want to make money online, but you haven't done, like literally the first 2 things I mentioned today about the method and the faking it till they make it are things that most of you have done. Like, most of you have done. And if you haven't been unplugged from that affiliate matrix into here, you're still probably focusing on that stuff, right? And then some of you also quit too early. You move from one thing to the next, but then you go from like something like IPS to RPM, then you go to 12-minute affiliate, then you go to legendary. But it's like, what are you looking at something different there? Because the core thing that you have to sit with after you've been through all of the hype and like the different guru or the different mentor is the same methodology. That doesn't make any common sense to go from one thing to the next, the next, the next, the next. That's teaching the same stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, the same issue is going to arise for you. You're still going to be in congestion, saturation. There's still going to be an element of faking it till they make it. Like, there's still going to be assumptions, like, and that's going to stop you from actually progressing. Okay. If you're in like, and this goes hand in hand with like the quitting too early piece, procrastination. If you find yourself that you're in a difficult, poor financial situation, because I was back in the day, guys. You've got to take ownership of that. Like, unless you've been dealt a bad card from somewhere, in which case I still say take ownership of it because it's a positive thing to do. But that's on you. You've got to take ownership of that and you've got to change it. If you're at a place where you're like, look, I can't invest, another 997, which is the one-time cost to get into the Adeem Academy, even though I've got payment plans as well, right? If you're in that place, well then, the attitude that I want to see from people is not, hey, I can't do it. Like, the attitude I want to see from people is, hey, I'm going to sell that thing on eBay. I'm going to borrow this money from my friend. I'm going to have that awkward conversation with family. I'm going to work more hours. I'm going to get a better pay job. I'm going to ask for a raise. Like, all of these things, like if you needed to generate $1,000, like 1K, because you believe so much in what you're going to invest into, do you think you could do it? The answer has to be yes. Unless you're in a country where those opportunities don't arise, I just believe that people don't embrace that challenge enough. I don't believe people have that awkward conversation. I don't believe people do absolutely everything in their freaking power, because some people are looking for maximum gain, no effort. Some people are quitting too early. Some people are despondent by the fact that they've invested into so many things, but they can't understand the reasons as to why they haven't generated cash. We've been over those. Like, when something comes along and slaps you in the face that is different and makes logical common sense, that's the stuff you have to take notice with. And you have to man the frick up. If you're someone who quits too early with stuff, you have to change that and take responsibility for that. I'm not here to get you out of bed in the morning and sit in front of a computer. Like, that's not my game. I'm in here to help people who want to be helped, right? Like, genuinely, for the long term. I'm not up for the person who's got a New Year's resolution to hit the gym and then 2 weeks later quits. I'm up for the person who sticks it out 3 times a week, gets their diet sorted, and actually wants transformation and change. Like, get that alignment, that parallel alignment for the online world. Number 4. I've got 2 more here, right? Number 4, the stuff that you are buying, the stuff that you're buying into is not for you at your level yet. Content, creating funnels, ads, emails, like, they are methods of getting traffic and converting that traffic into paying customers, for sure, right? They are not necessary for someone in the affiliate marketing realm who's trying to make money online, who hasn't been able to. Firmly, vehemently push against anyone who says that that is necessary. It's not necessary for you to be generating cash. And the cool thing is, when you are generating cash, you can start implementing some of these effective methodologies at that point, and you'll be more effective by using them at that point, because things like confidence, understanding what you're actually doing, not assuming to people, not faking it till they make it, branding yourself with actual results and proof behind you, does so much more than trying to fake it till they make it, trying to be sincere when you're not being sincere, trying to be unethical, like branding yourself as something that you're not. Like, all of those things, like, make a difference. And if you think that they don't make a difference, then you are clueless and you are delusional and you will not get anywhere. Whether you believe me or not, that's up to you, and then that will come down to stubbornness and bitterness, right? Like, get freaking real. No one else is going to talk to you about this stuff. Like, it's the real truth. Number 5, pretty big one. If you actually cared for your audience, you would give them what they need as well as what they want. And that's the truth of it. Like, if you actually cared for your audience, you think of like what they're purchasing, and you think of like the reality and the logic of what they're actually going through and what they have to do and how they have to compromise morals, ethicalness, how they have to compromise their time in a way that isn't essentially being pitched to them in that way, how that's impacting their quality of life. Like, you have to think, if you're bringing someone into that because you want the result of making money, but you're not actually thinking about the reality of how someone's sold into something, then I don't think you're really helping anyone at all. And I would actually go as far as saying that's a bit of a facade to say that you want to help someone. Like, honestly, if you're bringing someone into something that is adding even more congestion, saturation, and competitiveness, And they don't actually understand the reality of that or the genuine length of time that it takes to even comprehend starting to even think about getting genuine traction. And I don't mean traction like, hey, I've had 3 people comment on my post, because the vast majority of those people who are commenting on your post are either going to be people who are already in your product or program, or people who are actually trying to actually prospect you. So these are people who are like at a higher level than you. Then I'm like kind of going to you like, you've actually lost sight of what business is all about. Business is literally all about helping people. Like all the best businesses in the world help someone. But regardless of what you think about these businesses, the big businesses in the world help people in a really cool way. Like, and they do it really, really well. So like when you think about the affiliate marketing stuff, like vast majority of you are doing stuff that isn't the most efficient way to help someone achieve the outcome, right? It's almost like Amazon, but like instead of 1-day delivery, it's 6-month delivery. Like it's almost like hang about, like this isn't the most efficient way to achieve this outcome. Most of you are selling something that isn't the most efficient way for someone to make money online. That's weird, isn't it? Like, and I get it, you've invested into something, so you feel committed to it. But like, that's to be a point where you maybe go, do you know what? I've actually probably I need to chalk this up as a bad decision, and I probably need to move on because there's better ways of doing this. Well, there's one better way of doing this, and I'm not actually helping people through doing it. And it will make you feel like, if you continue doing it, make you have a bad taste in your mouth. And another thing is like, you'll see some of these programs and stuff, it's like constant, like to get to like highest level that you could, like the upsells with it are just through the roof, the upgrades are through the roof. Like we're in affiliate marketing, make money online space. The vast majority of people who come into this space haven't got like an abundance of money, right? So it's like, yes, like programs need to be charged at the value that they're at, but like there has to be a point where it's like, look, you invest into it and all this other stuff is actually truly optional. If you need to be investing more and upgrade more and more, and there's levels and stuff like that, it's like, it gets a little bit weird. And then it kind of gets to that other thing. It's like, are you actually really helping people? You have to have that honest chat with yourself. And look, here's the difference, right? Everything that I've said, like with what we do in the DM Academy, it's like I'm a major part of the DM Academy in the sense of like, I've been in this space for a really long length of time. I've generated multiple 6 figures in business and profit in my business, right? And I do it through the same method that I teach in the academy. But like, you know where I help people out the most is, yes, I give unlimited direct support. So yeah, you're not going to be investing into me. This is like a bit of a legendary marketer dig. Like you're not investing into me to then be palmed off to someone else, right? I've actually outsourced most of my business, the admin side and stuff, so I can put my attention where it's needed. Helping people, right? Helping people. So you get unlimited direct support with me to master the methodology that I created. Like I didn't create DMs. I created the 5-step DM framework, right? That literally turns strangers into hot leads. When people are leads, I don't want the affiliate when they first begin to try and close that lead, when they haven't achieved the outcome of making money online, when they don't feel confident enough to do that. That's where I get involved, right? Got a really sophisticated system where those leads come to me and I follow up with those leads and I close them. Yes, me personally close those leads into sales. So I'm a big part of the whole process. And that means that I can do content, I can do the emails, I can do the lot for people because everyone's leads are coming into one place and I can follow up with them in my own way. And that means my affiliates don't need to do content or ads or emails or brand themselves effectively in some crazy way. Like they don't need to build out funnels. They just focus on conversation. And like the cool thing is like if you actually stop with an ego, you stop with any stubbornness, and you actually focus on the logic and common sense of it, not only is that a better process, and let me just map that out. You reach out to people, and there's 4 methods I show inside of the program of how you reach out to people. You flow them through my 5-step DM framework, right? So that's the skill set to master the DM framework, and I give unlimited direct support. You talk to anyone inside of the DM Academy, and you ask them what the support's like, and I'm very confident that they will be very, very positive about that support. I'm there for people every single day. When you are able to turn strangers into leads, the sophisticated follow-up process that we have means that I follow up with those leads and turn them into sales, and even let you know every step of the way where I'm at with your leads. All right. That's how it works, right? And then at a later point, if people then wanted to be like, James, I want to do some content. I want to start now selling myself. Cool. Well, I've got workshops for that people can get involved with when once they've hit those brackets and once they've qualified themselves and validated themselves that this is where I'm at, this is the sales I'm getting now. Cool. You're now ready for the next step if you wanted to do it. But where programs go in, they're like, hey, we're not going to get involved. Like, we're not going to personally get involved with stuff. We're actually just going to throw this stuff at you. You're going to start branding yourself, doing content, funnels, emails. And like, yeah, at a large volume, those businesses work really well because, like, of course, some people are going to make sales. It's like, you're not actually helping someone by doing that because the vast majority of people don't get the support they need. Vast majority of people don't know what to be doing in terms of content because they've only got a limited amount of content to start creating because they haven't achieved the outcome of making money online. And they feel like a little bit conflicted to start sharing their personal life all the time. Like, why? Like, so you have to be real with this. You have to be logical. You have to have common sense with what you're doing. Like, the reason I can put a guarantee in my program that if you drop me 100 leads through following my training, because it's all in DMs, like, so I can see every lead that you would create because you could send me the conversation. I could see whether you've put my framework into place. And after 100 leads, if I haven't generated you $5,000, well, then guess what? I give you your money back. The reason I can do that because I'm so freaking confident in what I'm doing. Like, and because I'm personally involved in the whole thing and I've never had to give anyone their money back. So this has been a really massive rant, guys, for good reason. I genuinely really care about people making money online. It's just honestly, vast majority of people are literally doing the wrong stuff. And some people are at a point where now you're ready to be unplugged, in which case go to the description and you'll see my DM Academy brochure for 2024. Click on it, open it up, right? Go through it, give you all the information you need. A virtual walkthrough of the DM Academy, some results from my clients, the award that I send out, there's other videos to look at, there's an FAQ, and at the bottom, there is your payment options to get involved. You're ready to be unplugged from the affiliate matrix and you look at everything and you go, do you know what? What I'm doing online isn't the most efficient thing to be given to my audience. And if you really care about your audience, then you've got to look at what you're currently doing and you've got to provide them with the most efficient way of generating cash. And if you're not doing that, then you're failing your audience. And you, in turn, will fail in business because you're focusing on something so congested and saturated. That's the game, all right? Is getting away from that and getting into a place that just makes more logical, common sense for you, for your audience, right? Smash the description below, rock out the subscribe button, hit a like, drop your comments, whatever you need to do. Take this in the best way it was intended, right? I want you to take action. I want that action to be positive. I want it to be right for you, all right? And I want it to be right for your audience. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.